People think Miami is just palm trees, beaches, and parties. And it is, until it's not. My name's Harold, originally from Los Angeles, but living in Washington, D.C. Last summer, my girlfriend Savannah and I took our first vacation together to Miami Beach, Florida. 5 days on the beach and sunshine. That trip changed everything. Because on the third night, we met 3 men pretending to be cops. And by the time it was over, I thought I was going to die. The first 2 days were perfect. We stayed at the Congress Hotel on Ocean Drive, literally a few steps from the beach. Did the usual tourist stuff. Fine dining in Brickell, bar hopping in Wynwood, jet skis and watching the sunset on the beach. Savannah looked so happy. I remember thinking, this is it. This is what life should feel like. By night 2, we were a little buzzed, a little sunburned, and completely in love with this new version of life. So on night 3, we wanted to keep it going. We hit Mango's nightclub on Ocean Drive, which was about a 5-minute walk from our hotel. We enjoyed a few drinks, vibed to the music. If you ever been to Mango's, you know that they do live shows on the bar counters. It was great. We danced until 2 a.m., and instead of calling an Uber, Savannah said, "Let's go sit on the beach. I want to see the stars." It sounded romantic. It sounded safe. When we arrived on the water, there was another group laughing and drinking. We took off our shoes and walked across the sand, laughing about how different Miami felt from D.C. After about 10 minutes, that group that was also on the beach left. The water was calm, the moon was low. Everything felt unreal. Then I saw them. 3 men walking toward us from the sidewalk. At first, I didn't think anything of it. I figured they were just more night owls like us. But as they got closer, one of them flashed a badge. He said, "Miami Police, we need to speak with you 2 for a minute." Immediately, my gut twisted. They weren't wearing uniforms, just dark jeans and t-shirts, no radios, no body cams, no vehicles nearby. I stood up slowly and gave a nervous smile. I really didn't know what to say. I just know something wasn't right. The man holding the badge stepped closer, his voice low but forceful. "We don't have time for games. There was a robbery reported in this area. We need you to come with us to your hotel." Savannah grabbed my arm. Her voice cracked. "Why would you need to come to our hotel?" You could tell that they were just winging it, coming up what they would say on the spot. It didn't matter because that's when everything changed. The man with the badge suddenly shoved it into his back pocket and pulled out a black Glock handgun. He pointed it right at Savannah's head. "Now we're done talking." The other 2 grabbed her arms. She screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the ocean and the emptiness of the beach. I lunged forward, but the guy with the gun turned it on me. "You move again, I'll shoot her." Then he hit me in the face, hard, with the barrel of the gun. I dropped to my knees, dizzy, my mouth filled with blood. While I was down, he kicked me in the stomach, then my head. "You got money?" he asked. I barely got the words out. "It's in my back pocket. I got maybe 100. He aggressively searched my back pockets. "That's it?" "You're lying." Then came more hits. Fist to the side of my head, gun butt to my temple. I heard Savannah crying, "Please stop, please, that's all we have." He then saw my sock, which I had forgot that I had placed about $80. When he saw this, he felt that I was being dishonest. But they didn't stop. The man with the gun pressed the barrel to my forehead and said, "You're going to take us to your hotel room, right now. You got more in there, don't you?" My heart felt like it was going to explode. I knew if we took them back to our room, we weren't walking out alive. But what choice did we have? I looked at Savannah, her mascara streaked down her face, her arms trembling in the hands of the two men. I lied. Yeah. There's more in the safe. Just don't hurt her." They made us walk ahead of them, one behind me, two with Savannah, gun always pointed, always watching. The walk back to the hotel felt like miles, even though it was just a 6-minute walk. Here's the thing about Miami. 2 a.m. doesn't mean silence. There were still people walking around. Valets, a front desk clerk. We stepped into the lobby, and I whispered under my breath, "Do something." Savannah understood instantly. She stopped at the elevator and looked at me. I left the room key upstairs. The guy with the gun muttered, "What do you mean?" "You just said..." Before he could finish, Savannah turned to the front desk clerk. "Excuse me, can you reprint our key? Room 406. She said it like she was talking to a friend. Calm. Cold. Loud enough for the guy at the desk to hear. The clerk looked up. His eyes flicked from us to the three men. Something changed in his face. He nodded. "Sure, 1 second." The men didn't notice it, but I did. The clerk bent down and hit a silent alarm. Seconds later, 2 actual Miami Beach officers came through the front doors from outside. Before the fake cops could react, real ones had their guns drawn. "Drop it! On the ground now!" The man with the gun turned, hesitated, then ran. But he didn't get far. The valet tackled him. One of the others got tased trying to bolt. The third tried to pretend he was a tourist. Didn't work. All 3 were cuffed and taken in. Turned out they were career criminals, not even from Florida. They'd been targeting couples coming out of clubs, pretending to be undercover cops. They found zip ties and duct tape in one of their backpacks. If we had taken them upstairs without making a scene? I still think about what could have happened. Savannah had bruises on her arms for days. I had a mild concussion and 3 cracked ribs. But we were alive. We ended the trip early, flew home the next day in silence. Now, whenever I think of Miami, I don't remember the sunsets or the mojitos. I remember the sound of that gun cocking in the dark. I remember the look in Savannah's eyes when she realized we might die together. And I remember something else too. Never ever trust someone just because they say they're the police. Especially when you're standing in the dark, barefoot on a beach, and there's no one around to hear you scream.